Oh, actually, Carthus. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we saw him in the qualifiers playing a really good Carthus. Morgana band, Nunu band, Khazadin band. All right, it's going very, very quick. These two teams know each other inside out, freak.
Yeah, but the cool thing about here, so I'm going through the instant Sona. But Soraka's here though. I think it's like almost the first time we've actually seen Soraka be available. The Instalock Sona as a strategy that a lot of these teams have been running forever. But Moscow 5 spending all their bans against Ocelot have left other supports in there.
Yep.
Yeah, the Nunu got banned, but Soraka's in there, Tarek's in there.
Ooh.
The fast Aurelia, of course, a great choice there. And there's honestly all of these lane matchups are really exciting for me because you've got the very interesting bottom lane where you see a lot of atypical bottom lanes from Moscow 5. You got they've done Kog'Maw Nunu before. They run Nunu a lot. Darian has been phenomenal this tournament, and Kevin is just lauded as this phenomenal player. Ocelot versus Alex Zik, also a crazy matchup as well. And the one that kind of looks bad for SK possibly is this phenomenal Diamond against the sort of new pickup of Sleazy.
He just picked up his Shyvana as well, so they were not scared of his Shyvana in the forest at all. He just left her open. I don't understand why they banned the Yorick, but they must know something we don't. And yet the Soraka pickup, they could wait with the Soraka pickup because obviously the enemy's not going to pick two supports. Well, then again, it's Moscow 5, so everything's possible. But they are going to wait to see what M5 pick for them solo mid.
He wants to counter pick the mid.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't want to make the mistake that he made against TSM where he just picked that early LeBlanc. It's like,
surprise! Absolutely.
Yep.
And
my god.
Well, look at it. Let's not get too ecstatic. They can always switch.
Yeah, but I have seen them run the Mordekaiser before, and they are so good. So good.
Okay.
What counters Mordekaiser in mid? Because that's going to be a pirate top.
And again, they're doing AD Cannon as well, which is hilarious. Honestly, anyone who can win those first 3 levels, Mordekaiser can't build shield up, and he is locked in Mordekaiser. They are going Mordekaiser mid. Almost definitely Gangplank probably going to be solo top.
Yep.
And so a couple things with this. The first 3 levels are bad for Mordekaiser. He has to wade into that minion wave, either building it up with shield or with E or with Q. It takes a while to build up enough durability. So if you can get in there early on, like Tryndamere or Riven can just jump on him right away and actually mess with him quite a lot.
But you wouldn't run those mid because Ocelot is not practiced on anything other than AP carries, really. Well, I mean, as far as I know he's been playing like AD and top on his stream as well, but by far not as good. So let's see what Austin's going to pick up. The lineup of M5 is ready. We are going to see a Sonar Cannon. Was it Sonar? Yeah, it was Sonar Cannon last time around as well, but Janna just stepped forward a little bit too much and got hit by both ultis and switched off.
Yep, absolutely the case. So you can run a ranged AD like Corki or Graves. Those will work for the first few levels. Someone like Cyan won't work that well because Mordekaiser can handle that push.
Yep.
You see that Morgana and Cassiopeia banned out. Kassadin would have been safe. They could have counterpicked Kassadin with the Mordekaiser. But
how about an Ahri against the Mordekaiser? Is that even a possibility? Because she has the range and she can constantly poke him down through his shield.
I'm not quite sure how much she can bully the early levels. I don't think she hits all that hard at the first few ranks.
Yeah, that's true.
More so than an AD champion could. But certainly it is going to be all about this pick. And of course, there's someone at home who's like, I know exactly what this pick is. You're being dumb for not calling it, but we're going to wait to see what that is. Certainly they're taking a lot of time. And, I don't know if they're trying to bait them out and just like lock it in the last second.
Oh, okay.
I like Anivia. I do like that. Now, she has a couple of problems here. One, her level 1 isn't that good. And also, the first 4 or 5 levels, she's going to get pushed out by Mordekaiser and then, not be able to do anything. However, she can bait that. Their jungler is Rammus, and Rammus is probably the single best ganker jungler, can completely lock up Mordekaiser, and then you combo with Anivia. You're like, well, you're taunted, so I'm going to land Q into double E. So there's a whole lot of burst damage coming out there. That's going to work really, really well. So combined with Rammus, I do like Anivia because you basically bait the push.
How does Anivia farm though? Tell me that in lane. Does she farm in a way that auto pushes the lane, or is she just going to farm with auto attacks?
Most do not farm with Q, so you're only going to really use single target spells there. Now once you have blue, you can use your ultimate. Use Glacial Storm into Flash Frost, and that's going to auto push, of course. And Mordekaiser can just withstand that and sit in the minion wave and have no problems.
I'm more worried about Diamond actually. If Austin needs to farm in a way that auto pushes, he is going to be open to those legendary ganks from Diamond procs.
However, this is pretty safe though because Mordekaiser and Shyvana both are missing crowd controls, so I feel like Ocelot's pretty safe here. If he does get egged, he's going to drop because they have really good persistent damage. But Ocelot, I think, feels really safe here. The top lane actually could be scary. You've got this Gangplank with the Permaslow. This Shyvana is going to have red buff, and they have absolutely the option to just push in there. And Aurelia doesn't have good escape tools. She can jump in on you pretty quick. She can sustain pretty well. But if you ever get down about to half health, they can jump on that and do a lot.
We're looking at SK Gaming right now here. Kevin, Sleazy Weezy, Ocelote, Candy Panda, and Nif in that order from right to left. Setting up right now off of the game. We can see them on the stage finally. The last couple of days we couldn't see the players because they were in the playing area and there was really no room. And here we see Moscow 5, and I can tell you very much about who is who, unfortunately, because I know their names. Don't know their names.
The middle one is Alex.
The middle one is Alex, and left of him, from our perspective, is Diamond Prox.
Yeah, a little bit closer to the camera is Diamond. And then we interviewed the player closer to the camera before, and I forget who that one was.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't interview him. Oh, that's a pretty Mordekaiser skin you're about to see there. So tell me about the top lineup, because probably my worst lane is top, so I have absolutely no idea what's going on there. Irelia versus Gangplank, is there a clear winner, or is this like sort of both can mess with each other?
I think Gangplank's going to have a very early advantage here. Irelia can stack a lot of armor there. I'm expecting Cloth 5 from Kevin. That seems, that's my expectation. We'll see what he does here. Of course, the better player than me. Whatever he does, it's probably a good lane.
Smart.
Yeah, probably a good option here.
We are about to see SK Gaming versus Moscow 5 here, the first semifinals at the Intel Extreme Masters Kiev. Okay, why? Do we know why? Weißt du warum? Okay, so it looks like there's going to be a restart. Oh, yeah, okay, I just see it here. Alex
no worries.
says that, there was a little problem with the masteries. It's possible that, he just didn't pick them right, but it's also possible that there's a little...
it's okay, it's whatever. We're going to get the game up. We'll have the game started in the next 2 minutes or so.
Yep, we'll have a blind pick game up.
Yeah, run through blind pick, no problem. So that'll be really easy. Now, you just asked about the top lane, Irelia versus Gangplank, and... I really think that the early levels for Gangplank are going to be quite easy. He has sustain as well with oranges, with remove scurvy. Right. He's going to have a good time there. The Rammus gank also. Now, there's a couple things interesting here, because Rammus and Irelia can both stun. So if Gangplank gets caught, he can eat oranges once, and then he's CCable. And unlike Summoner Spell Cleanse, it doesn't. If you cleanse something, you get a sort of buff on yourself that will then block out further CCs. You're not going to kind of stay in there and get owned. And it looks like we actually have one too many spectators. Real quick to get myself into the game. There we go.
And I was kicked out of the game. That's not so good. The owner has banned you from the game. That's not good. I'm going to go and rename myself so that they know who I am and stop banning me. That'd be good. So the mid lane, otherwise I can't rejoin because I was banned. Then you have to rehost. That was not so smart. Anywho,
that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about farm in mid lane, because Mordekaiser is not necessarily just build damage, is he? What is his farm going to translate into? Is it going to translate into more damage or more sustainability, really, compared to Anivia?
It's going to be a couple of different things. So you're going to have probably Spell Vamp is a very core stat for Mordekaiser. His spells all cost health, and when they deal damage, they give him some shield, but that's temporary. You don't actually get your health back for doing so, and so he's going to need some way to regain health, and that's often going to be through Spell Vamp. So things like the early Hextech Revolver into either Gunblade or Will of the Ancients. The Will of the Ancients will not help Gangplank all that much, nor Shyvana all that much. May help Kennen, but I don't know if it's all that common necessarily. So you might just see him stop on Revolver, or he'll just go Boda and not really go for the teamwork aspect, just for the spell vamp part of it. Certainly an option. A lot of players I see get a lot of ability power as well from Death Cap or Ryleys, things like that. And so you can see him kind of be an ability power carry, as is typical for mid lane, and then he kind of just bursts down the enemy champions. You can kind of kill the Irelia, make an Irelia Ghost. That's not too bad. There's a lot of things that are available there.
Liv trolling a little bit here, picking LeBlanc instead of Soraka.
He locked in fine. And the other options, and then he can also build into a lot of durability. Typically, you build resist more so than health, because again you have that shield and you'll have that spell vamp. So flat health is not all that mandatory, but you'll build resist.
And your armor and magic resist definitely do apply to the shield. Correct?
Yes, absolutely. So the shield counts as real health for any sort of resistance calculations and armor penetration, etc. So he's going to be a very beefy guy. He's going to be front line. Moscow 5 honestly have 3 melee champions. They have Gangplank, Mordekaiser, and the Shyvana. They have Sona and Kennen in the back line. A lot of them have area of effect stuns as well. You've got the Gangplank ultimate going to slow everyone in that area. You've got Kennen, if he jumps in there, has Slicing Maelstrom, is going to stun targets over time.
But don't you think he's going to use that defensively though?
It's an option. But here's the thing, right? He can use it whenever it's time to go in for the kill. If they find someone, you said that before. Moscow 5 has the ability to just jump on an enemy and blow him up right away, and you can use Kennen ult for that. It works perfectly fine.
Yeah. So Kennen, I was thinking yesterday while you guys were casting about AD Kennen, just the theory crafting behind it. It's actually brilliant, I think. I didn't even know that W scaled with attack damage. You had to tell me that. So then suddenly it made a lot more sense, and the R keeps him safe, and the E keeps him safe.
Yep.
I mean, that's exactly what you want in an AD carry. You want him to be safe. He doesn't have that many steroids, but the plus 12% damage doesn't suck. That's pretty good. The stuns that proc off of his E, that's pretty good as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And so he has the ability to do a lot of really cool things with that. He's going to be able to poke in, much like you might see from Ezreal or from Kog'Maw's ultimate. He has that long-range Thundering Shuriken, that Q. So he has a lot of really good options here.
Right.
And those really can all work for him. So he's got a pretty complete kit there. He can do a lot of good things, and that'll be happy for him. And then, again, he's with the Sona. Sona can give him that haste buff. She has that ultimate as well. Can force everyone to dance, and that's going to be really, really powerful as well.
Dancing is very powerful, Freak. You would know that very much. And now the game is finally really up. Guys, everyone at home, I hope you're very excited to see this match. This is SK Gaming versus Moscow 5.
Everybody, I'm loading up into the game real quick. Sorry about that. Just, getting my load on. Actually, if you want to switch over to Xenon's screen, he's actually in there as well. So if you want to see those first few seconds.
Nothing much is happening yet. They're all setting up very, very defensively. I think we're fine for now, Freak. They're just protecting all entrances to the SK jungle right now. I really like that. That is really well done here. Sleazy Weezy sitting here, Irelia up there, and Soraka just spotting down there just to make sure that there's nothing funky going on, that there's no gangplank, certainly no Darian's gangplank taking away a blue buff at level 1, which he's been known to do, of course.
Yeah, although SK now are playing very defensively this time. You can, as you mentioned, yes, the steal is possible, but what instead we have here, if you want to, check the Fog of War with F2, you can see the purple team are all just basically protecting all their major choke points. You can see there's really no inlet available for Moscow 5 to steal. They did probably watch those games, and they do know what Moscow 5 likes to do. The early steals are powerful, and that teleport gangplank was the exact thing as you mentioned. That's what Darian had, and that worked very well in that very first.
And you really don't want a blue buff gangplank who can just spam those Qs. And you see Diamond Prox getting a lot of help here from his team to start the jungle route. It's going to be pretty much the same for Rammus here on the Wolves as well. Currently, I'm not entirely sure where Alex Ish isn't in lane quite yet. He's waiting for something. Oh yeah, he's waiting to help his top lane with red. That is, of course, a great idea. If the enemy, if Diamond Prox can take the enemy red, then giving their own red to top lane is actually a really good idea.
Oh, wow, and you're absolutely right. Yeah, this gangplank grabbing red. And so, if it was stealing blue last time, we're doing this.
But this is a cannon top? Seriously?
So I'm trying to think. He's gone Cloth 5. He still has attack damage runes. He's at 64 AD, so he certainly put runes into that somewhere. And I think they're doing that to maybe bully out this bottom lane.
And at the same time, Gozo Pepper is fighting Sleazy in the forest here to support helping Diamond Prox counter jungle. I don't believe it. And Ocelot cannot leave his lane at the moment, so he can't really go and help. Sleazy is trying to powerball in, and he gets one Wraith for his efforts, so that's not great. Top bot lane, though, is still completely alone. I'm not entirely sure. Darian was getting red, and has gotten very, very low on health there. Sleazy Weezy, all by himself with three members of Moscow 5, and SK is not making any moves to help their jungle, and that's exactly what Diamond Prox was talking about. I can't counter jungle on my own. I need my team to help me. And Ocelot is just sitting in lane farming there. He's like, I'm not going to help you. That Sleazy is probably not too happy about that. And look at that. Sona is still in the jungle with Diamond Prox here, helping him counter jungle.
Yeah, they're setting up gangplank for a 1v2 at the bottom lane.
Which I guess kind of works.
I mean, he'll survive it, right? So, Sivir Sona cannot force someone to die. They have no crowd control. They have good sustain, good damage. They're pushing to the turret, but honestly, Gangplank is a champion that can very well last hit at turret. He's got parley. He's got good attack damage. It's all going to work very fine. And that's going to be all kinds of great. You can see Mordekaiser versus Nivea in mid. 13 for Nivea, 19 for Mordekaiser. That is going well for him early on. And
Lancer Q into E though, but it's not doing any damage through shield. Maybe 50 health or so. Now top lane is getting dived on. Genja gets a little bit of tower aggro there. Is going to be fine though. It looks like it's going to be a Sona Cannon top lane. So they basically switch their bot and top lanes. That's very interesting. Let's see how Kevin actually handles this. They may just be trying to throw a wrench in the in the workings here. Diamond Prox is still there, and they are going to dive Kevin right now. And that's going to be certainly first blood actually going down for Genja. Diamond Prox using the flash to be safe. And SK need to make something happen now, possibly in the bot lane, maybe auto push the bot lane, but it looks like Soraka is now coming top to actually help either help Kevin or prepare for a switch as well.
Sivir's still bottom lane, so she looks pretty much happy to stay here. Not going to be in too much trouble against Pirate, although when Shyvana comes, that may be a very different story. But in the meantime, she's happy just to go for minions. 28 minions for her. Actually has tied up with that Mordekaiser at 29. The poor Gangplank only at 18, so the early pressure at bottom has paid off somewhat. That red buff that Darien has isn't really doing a whole lot for himself, so I got to say the bottom lane has worked for SK so far, but
on the other hand, it's the SK Candy Nif bottom lane that's infamous. It's not just Candy or not just Nif, and I don't know how well these two will work separated from each other. Very nice clairvoyance from Moscow 5 there, keeping Candy Panda from juking through the brush, forcing him to actually burn that flash. Darien being super aggressive, saying, I have removed Scurvy, I can heal everything back, so I want to trade with you as much as I possibly can.
Mm-hmm. And it worked out, Darien, with that red buff. I was just talking about, red buff's not doing much. Well, the last few seconds of it, he actually jumped in.
Sleazy Weezy now finding Gozo Pepper in top lane. The taunt is good. SK Kevin is on him as well. Gozo Pepper has to use the flash, but it looks like he is going to be safe. 3 members of SK are now in top lane. I'm not quite sure what's going on in this game, Freak.
Well, we have now a Kennen versus Aurelia, and Kennen's actually a pretty good pick against these melee DPS champions here. You can constantly just poke at the Aurelia, and then if Aurelia jumps at him, he can always escape. He has a lot of health potions and things like that, so he's pretty safe. Diamond actually running around. I'm not sure. The Golem is down, and it will be for another minute and a half. I guess he might
want to go ward. Does he have a ward?
Yeah, he could ward it. That's actually not a bad idea at all, and he's going to steal...
And SK actually pinged that, so they know he's there. Sleazy Weezy maybe getting in position. Actually, they know that Diamond Prox is in their forest. Boss Panda, Candy Panda, is now actually engaging on him. Ocelot is just around the corner as well. Spell Shield is on. Is not going to proc the Spell Shield, though. Gets the full boomerang off. Is Sleazy Weezy actually going to get his taunt in? Powerball must end sometime soon. There's the Powerball slow and the taunt. Darien is coming with his ultimate to assist, and there's the pickup for Candy Panda. Very good. Perfect wall from Ocelot. From Ocelot. And that's going to be Darien actually forced to use his flash as well. Well played. At the same time, though, in top lane, Kevin going in a little bit too much. Obviously, he has to go in for those last hits, and he is being punished. Let's have a look at the CS here, Freak. 23 for Kevin versus 37 for Genja.
Ouch.
27 for Ocelot versus 52 for Alex Ish. Ocelot seeming to be losing his lane again. Missed that Q there in bot lane as well, so he is going to have to go home and shop.
Mm-hmm. And so Ramus is holding the mid lane in his stead, but you can see the 1,300 gold advantage for Moscow 5, and that's on equal kills on both sides. That's no turrets, no dragons, just from out minion farming and just doing all sorts of crazy things.
Yep.
It's worked out for him for 1,400 gold. I mean, that's a huge advantage for this early on.
This early in the game, this is it's massive. It's much more than 10%.
Yep.
Of the total gold of either team.
Yeah.
And Diamond Prox now starting the blue buff. Alex is in position as well. Sleazy Weezy is going to come in. Ocelot is also coming in. Let's see if Candy Panda sees in time that his lane is leaving. Alex is now in a lot of trouble, actually. He's going to put the ultimate on Sleazy, probably just to heal mostly. And there's a good wall keeping him distant, so he can't land all his damage and actually convert that to a kill. Oh, he flashes out of the second proc of the Boomerang Blade. I don't think it would have killed him, but still, better safe than sorry.
Yeah, the top lane, Kevin actually jumping in onto Genja. The ult comes off from him, but looks like he's going to be okay. Kevin turns around and he's safe, but Genja, though, low on health, and you can just sort of see these interesting lane here. You've got both supports the top lane, and it's supporting Aurelia and Kennen, respectively.
Yeah, and it seems to be working rather well. Kennen normally is a typical top lane, but that would be a Kennen build for
typical
AP.
Top lane.
Well, typical-ish. Well,
No. Here's what I mean, though, is that he's a typical top lane, except for Moscow 5. You're like, what? Kennen's top?
Yes.
How weird!
Yes, exactly. But he's also building AD, so it is proper weird as well.
Yeah, there you go.
And he's supported, so that's just all kinds of weird.
Well, sure.
Yeah. Ghostpap actually taking a couple of last hits there as well, but it's because Kennen went home, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
The 0 CS support obviously is a strong
part of
2
versus 1.
Yep.
The Sona is twice as bad as the Soraka.
That is absolutely true. Completely true. All the bananas are just not as good as the music.
Well, that's probably just true, actually.
Yep. Sleazy Weezy currently at 1 assist, just like Diamond Prox, but Diamond Prox also died once, so Sleazy is doing a better job right now. Also trying to get a proc there off of on Alex Ish. I didn't actually follow who took the blue buff for from Team SK. Did that go to Diamond?
Got it already, I think.
Oh, yeah, he did get it. Ah, man.
Alex was basically sitting in that brush and actually baited them as Diamond was stealing it.
Kevin baiting against Genja right now because he knows Sleazy Weezy is coming in, but Genja's using the E to be safe. Then there is Darien's ultimate, and Darien teleporting in as well to do further damage, turning that gang around into, a counter gang. but it's not actually going to yield any deaths, but it may do quite some damage here to the turret. And Alex Ish in the enemy jungle, there is a ward there,
red.
So they know he's there currently, but he Sleazy Weezy needs help. He can't go in there alone. Darian is there as well. Ocelot is still too far away. Now they turn around on Sleazy Weezy. Good taunt there, but no one's there to follow up the damage. And 3 members of Moscow 5 are now in SK's jungle, and Darian has the red buff again.
Yeah, Sleazy's smite was 10 seconds away from coming up. It was warded. He could have stolen it. It got nice and low, but no, his smite was down. He got the pull on Alex. Oh, and a beautiful wall. Alex must almost definitely die here. The ult goes off, giving him some health back. More damage coming out. Irelia in there. Yes, does pick up that kill. Now up onto Gangplank. Gangplank eating some oranges. Kennen around there has his ult as well, so if they jump in, he can do some stunning, but no, they will back off. 2 for 1. They got the red steal, but of course, that is still on Gangplank. No, it's still on Gangplank.
Oh, it's a Gangplank. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay, I thought Alex had taken it. Okay, cool.
Yep. They have dwarfed that gold advantage down to only 1,000, so they're less behind. But they're up in kills. They're doing the best they can.
And the reason that happened is because all this time Candy Panda was farming bot lane, and there was no one of Team Moscow 5 farming bot lane. So a lot of farm is lost to turret right now.
Absolutely true, but it's still 60 to 68. This Gangplank doing a phenomenal job.
Wow, I didn't realize that at all.
Either zoning him out or just having better mechanics, but given free farm, still doing a great job last hitting.
Kevin taking a lot of damage from Genji. I don't think he's used to playing against an AD cannon at all. 2 Doran's Blades and a Vampiric Scepter already on the cannon. Yep. And look at that, Diamond Frogs actually setting up for a dragon, and almost all 4 members of Team Moscow 5 are there. There's nothing that SK can conceivably do against this dragon, and that's just going to build further advantage for Moscow 5 in this game here.
They do have a rough estimate of the time. It'll respawn at 17:05, so keep that in your minds, guys. 17 minutes in, they're going to start preparing for the dragon again.
Yeah, let's all practice.
But they didn't know they were there. They didn't know that they were kind of around there. You kind of saw Ocelot come down, know he had to be safe. The pink ward, good ward control overall from Moscow 5.
And Ocelot needs that blue buff to be properly efficient in team fights and, to farm in lane. Sona actually now in the bot lane again, helping the pirate a little bit there. That means that Nif is going to have to come down again as well, otherwise Candy Panda is going to be in trouble. Currently Kevin diving in on Genja there top lane. There's no silence from Nif right now, so Genja can use his E and is going to be safe. That is a very important part of this lane. If Nif gets off that silence in time and forces Kennen, or stops Kennen from using his E, that can actually be a kill. Alex Ish, of course, stealing the race. This is what you do as Mordekaiser mid, because it's so easy, so safe, and so fast.
Yep, absolutely. And by the way, for those wondering, he's actually maxing Siphon of Destruction first on that Mordekaiser, and it's giving him pretty good shield and great harass against that Anivia. Anytime she goes up for minions, she'll take 260 damage to the face.
Sleazy Weezy is coming in for a gang, but he doesn't know the Diamond Box is there as well. And as soon as they see Diamond Box, they just turn away and are like, I don't want to play with you guys.
Oh, and actually, one thing that's interesting as well is this Rammus is actually putting a lot of points in defensive ball curl, and you can see him multiple times against Mordekaiser taunt and then run back to try to pull him into turret range or things like that. But with only 1 point in puncturing taunt, he's actually not pulling him very far.
Diamond Proc setting up for blue again. I can't believe it. How aggressive he is. He's just not leaving any buffs to them. And Anivia without blue buff, it's just half of an Anivia. But Candy Panda is there right now, a little early on the exhaust. The ultimate does not hit Ocelot. Ocelot may be safe, but no, there is the Mordekaiser ultimate and an ignite. A heal from Niv. Is it going to be enough? Following him right now, and he gets egged. He is. He also is going to go down because Moscow 5 are already there. So that's a kill pickup for Team Moscow 5 here on Ocelot.
Yeah, he tried to wall off the entrance to the jungle right there. He just barely missed it a little bit, and they got to sneak right by that and pick up the kill during egg. But it was a nice move by him. He flashed over the wall and knew, okay, I will die, and I will get egg, but if I can stop them from running up at me, maybe I can rebirth in time. Fortunately, just did not quite block that out.
Kevin going aggressive against Genja in top lane. It doesn't seem to be working out for him because currently 90 to 67 the CS, and Kevin is constantly low. Look at the amount of poke that Genja does there. What attack range does Kennen even have? That must be...
Press C and you'll get it 575.
Oh, wow. That is pretty long even for an AD carry, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on kind of the upper echelon there, a little bit under Ashe and late game for Sonnet and Caitlyn, but yeah, one of the longer ranges there, and it's paying off for him as well, getting a lot of poke, and when you can keep landing those basic attacks and you got 130 attack damage, it's going to start paying off.
Yeah, and every third attack, of course, proccing for a Mark of the Storm and doing a little bit of extra damage, and once there's 3 Marks of the Storm, there's going to be a stun and some more free damage. And
Kevin could actually drop down. He's going to go for the lightning rush. The ult comes off as well, diving in that turret, and will get that kill. Nice job there by Genja. And that's just kind of what happens when you trigger those stuns, and suddenly, flash initiate works out.
Yep, he flashed out very offensively there, Kevin did, but it wasn't enough because Genja also had the flash ready. And sometimes it's too greedy to flash in after a kill, but if you can get a safe kill, that's good enough. That's a good usage of your flash.
Absolutely the case, and so we can see Diamond wearing blue buff. Normally you wouldn't really want to wear blue buff as Shyvana, but here's the thing, no one really even needs it from that team, and to be fair, it's the enemy blue she's stealing every time, so not exactly a bad thing. Especially
with a Nivea in the enemy team who really, I know it's the third time I'm saying it, but who really needs that blue to be efficient. And you can see a Nivea building tiers first. That's not something you want to do on a Nivea. Normally you want to go for, an early catalyst to do, to take care of your mana. But Ocelot really feels that he's not getting enough blues. So, look at that. Look at that. They're going for the red buff yet again. Sleazy Weezy is there, Ocelot is there. Actually, the wall is going to keep them safe, so that was a bit of a McLaren wall right there. Diamond Procs going in right now.
No, it got reset.
Oh, it got reset. Let's see, they don't have enough damage to actually go through
it's close, though.
Yeah, they don't want to push it right now. Kevin can't leave top lane because Genja is just going to blow up that tower. It has a sliver of health left right there. And they'll just take the race instead. And we've seen the same thing that we saw last game from Moscow 5. Very early oracles here on Shyvana, and she's just going to take all of SK's wards.
Yep. And they're going to pull that lizard around again, and they're going to go for it this time. Ocelot doesn't know about it, but looks like nothing will happen.
Yep. Do you think that SK have had any of their own buffs yet?
Their first blue on Rammus.
Ah, yes. Okay. No, that's nice. That's nice for them. Oh, Genja actually taking a little bit of tower aggro here. Should be fine, though. Sleazy Weezy coming in with Powerball, but Genja even faster with Ian. Even if he'd pulled him into tower range, wouldn't have mattered because tower was already down. And Diamond Procs in his natural habitat, the enemy jungle, going in from behind against Ocelot, diving through that turret. Not gonna hit, but that's okay. Alex Ish has the will of the ancients. Look at the damage he's doing. Just one E against a Nivea here.
Yep, doing a great job with all that. And looks like they're going to converge down onto Sivir. You can see them running across the minimap all the way behind. Sivir has nowhere to run. She pops the ultimate. Now, there's no stuns here, so she could get away. The spell shield goes off, blocks one spell, and looks like, the dance comes off, though. Rammus coming in for the taunt, and that's going to be a dead Gosu Pepper. Ocelot not in good shape, does fly under the turret. Alex, though, not in a happy place either. Will have to flash over the wall. Just survives that. Gets the E off, gets some shield and all that. Will survive. Nif coming in to heal Sleazy Weezy. But now they've pulled that kill lead 5-3. They're growing those kills every little while. And
at the same time, Genja very aggressive against Kevin here, keeping him at the inner turret in top lane. That was almost an attempted dive there. Kevin just immediately ran back to the turret, didn't even want to contest that attack at all. He's building an early Last Whisper, an early Wit's End.
He's getting pieces, though, of everything.
Yeah, that's not ideal. And, I mean, normally, wouldn't you in top lane build against your lane rather than against the enemy team?
I guess it kind of depends. This game is kind of all about fighting the enemy team, though. There's invades coming on everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
There's battles everywhere in this game. So, I don't really know what to tell you what to build on this point when you're going to get ganked every 30 seconds. So.
Oh, yeah, and Genja, I just realized the W that scales with attack damage is magic damage.
Yep.
So, yeah, okay, then it makes more sense. I'm sorry, I'm just not used to AD chem.
Oh, sure.
That's not something you normally see.
Every 5 attacks, 80% of his attack damage turns into a magic damage bonus hit. So he's getting basically 16% bonus damage equals magic. So anyone who's kind of low on MR going to get hit pretty hard. You can see Kevin trying to harass.
Setting up for a blue buff again here. And there's 4 members of Team SK.
Beautiful wall.
Perfectly separated Darien from the rest of his team, but he flashes over the wall just as it expires. And you know what? Moscow 5 are not done. They have Alex Ish here. The spell shield is on Candy Panda. It's going to be used up by the E. So the E is available for ulting right now, and that's exactly what Alex Ish wants to do. But it looks like the blue buff is going to be taken by... Oh no, Sleazy Weezy actually steals it, smites it. Beautifully done there. And Alex is taking a lot of damage from the Boomerang Blade right now. It looks like... Yes, it looks like they can get out of it safely. And we are back to Freak's vision here.
So now when you miss kills, blame me.
Thank you. Yes.
Xenon's off the hook now. So it looks like, Kennen still doing a phenomenal job against Kevin. I like that they rhyme, by the way, Kennen versus Kevin. Yes, indeed. And so, again, up to the turret, and he just keeps hitting those Thundering Shurikens. And, okay, there goes the Lightning Rush, but this could be good for them. His ult is on. We'll see what happens. He's got Summoner Heal. They don't know this as well. This could be really bad for Aurelia. Ignite goes off. There's the heal on both sides. Genja going to flash out the Gangplank ult on there. Kevin could drop to Gangplank. Oh, still taking some damage.
Yeah, he was staying in there a little bit.
He's still chasing, though.
Yeah, Sleazy Weezy is chasing up, and there's a flash into Taunt, and that's going to be the kill pickup on Genja. Finally, Genja dying in this game. It's his first death, even though he was exposed at the inner turret for the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Well, when you're alone at this part of the game and you've got no wards, you're expecting to die at some point.
Yeah.
So his team did keep SK busy at the bottom for a while, but finally it caught up with him. I would have done that again just because you could see how badly he's denied this Aurelia. 91 minions in 19 minutes is so not good. Kennan's got 50 above her, and I'll give up a kill for that. That's fine.
Hey, Freak, I have a number for you. I have 2 numbers for you.
Okay.
One number is 182. The other one is 92.
Okay. Solo mid CS.
Yes, actually 183. Get one more, Alex Ish, and you have exactly twice.
There it is.
There
Double
we go.
minions.
Double minions. That is not in the sky and not good for Ocelot at all. And it's once again, I mean, Ocelot is such a binary player. He either carries the team almost all by himself with the Cassio or with the Kassadin, or like yesterday day before yesterday with LeBron, kind of lets the team down. I'm sorry, I like Ocelot, but
I don't want to say it's his fault though. I really don't, because I think Anivia was a strong choice, especially with ganking Rammus. That would have been fine. The problem was that he was denied blue. That basically solo mid is winning because of Diamond. I think he's kind of the star player of this tournament right now. I personally, he's right now my MVP.
Absolutely,
but we'll have to see the rest of these semis and finals go, because someone could crush his face later on. Of course, it's still just a best of 3. That even though they're winning now, lots more things could happen here.
Yeah.
But yeah, he caused that mid lane win. He absolutely did. Every single blue was stolen from Ocelot. He literally had 0.
And they're going in against Darien here. Darien has been doing a good job harassing Ocelot. And you know what? Sleazy even turns around, even though they don't know where the enemies. Actually, they know where they are. I think they know about this Baron.
Well, SK's red's up, though.
Yes.
So, you know.
So, unless Ocelot teleports over there somehow, I think this is going to be an early Baron going to M5 as well. This is just all kinds of wrong, and Darien now in the middle of 3 members of SK, and he's not afraid. He's a pirate, and he's not going to be afraid of you. Beautiful Sona ulti across the wall, keeping Kevin separated from his team. Darien going back on Nif. They're doing so much damage. There's the ultimate wish coming in. At the same time, Sleazy Weezy dying to a Sona ultimate. They're trying to pick up the Baron. Didn't work out for them, and Darien is still soloing 4 members of SK.
Though.
Yeah, but nice use of the ultimate there on Diamond Prox. Getting in range. Ocelot has the flash again. Flashes on Team SK are only used defensively in this game. I think I've seen 1 offensive flash when Sleazy went in for a flash taunt, but otherwise it's just been running away all the time.
Yeah, well, that pet Rammus is kind of useful to get that kill. They have the Baron buff, and they're going to keep pushing with this. They're up about 10,000 gold. There's a very significant lead right here, and they're going to keep going on. And Darien just was 1v4ing basically that entire time. It was pretty phenomenal.
Hey, guess what? Red buff.
Oh, yay, they get it again. Nice. Moscow 5 dominating this entire map. And, Sleazy about to show up against 5 enemy champions.
Bye-bye.
Taunt, defensive ball curl, not enough.
Yeah.
Actually, Anivia might be enough, though. They come up on a Diamond's. Diamond's not in a happy place.
That wall.
A beautiful wall, and they did get that kill, and that was actually phenomenal. Sivir did. They could chase all of these. No, Candy Pen is going to recall. I would have chased if I were him, given my team that movement speed buff, and let us catch the rest of them.
Yeah.
Darien gets a shield on him. Sleazy Weezy's still in there. He should have oranges pretty soon. There it is. But taking a lot of damage from Anivia, still getting chased down. Anivia will keep on that pressure.
Nice
Darien,
one.
Yeah, will fall this time. And there we go. You can see that Genja was pushing bottom, and Sivir said, yeah, basically her recalling actually did work out quite well. Did save the turret, so she made the right call. Okay.
That was a good ward there, I guess, from Nif in top rush there. Just keeping, but just, shaving a few seconds off that chase, because without that wall, it could have been a nice juke, but that ward, of course, revealing the brush and stopping the enemy champion from juking through it.
Yeah, it was a great choice, you're right.
Sleazy Weezy is going for his blue buff, and guess what? It's not there. He's just saying he doesn't even have the timing on his own blue buffs anymore. That's how in tatters the game is right now, and the gold advantage is getting close on 10k here, Freak.
But the hilarious thing about that is it's 6 and 6 in kills. They've been fighting all the time. They've been constant battles. They've been constantly going for things. But it's 6 kills apiece. But it's such a Alex is beautiful flash. He's gotten caught still though. There's every spell going off on him. He might get dropped down. But Shyvana is now in the fray. He's at half. No, they're gonna have to run away as here comes that Kennen, and oh my gosh, Ocelot about to drop. Nif about to drop as well. That's 2 kills just because that egg has been dropped. Mordekaiser with a double double kill there.
Wow.
I'm thinking Mordekaiser's viable again.
Yeah, kinda.
I gave it to Sona. It's actually a very good choice. Sona with infinite mana. A lot of buttons to be pressed. She can pretty much go mashing face on keyboard at this point.
Let's not say that Sona is an easy champion to play. But
she's an easy champion to play.
You can't really press the wrong key, can you?
If you have limited mana, you can.
That is true, but with blue buff, you can pretty much press all the keys.
You're good to go.
Yep, that is true. Diamond Brox, I'm just watching him because I don't see Shyvana that often. He held onto his ultimate through that fight there, I think. And there's a tower dive, and Moscow 5 aren't even afraid. Well, Alex Ishi actually dropping there. Oh, and look at that. Kevin juking around the turret is going to be safe as well. I was about to say they're not afraid. They don't have to be, but apparently they do still have to be afraid. And as the taunt on Darren, who has oranges, Kevin jumping on him and stunning him. That was not the right person to taunt there, Sleazy. I don't think so. Candy Panda, I like that he's still fighting. He still says, look, I am still a threat. Sleazy Weezy, even with almost no help, is still in there. Good taunt, and that is the kill pickup on Darien. But SK now...
They're bringing it back, honestly.
They are kind of... Sleazy was... Well, there was a kind of a fail taunt on the guy with oranges, but he stayed in there with 200 health, and that takes some nerves, Freak.
Yeah, maybe that was the plan all along, is we can blow his oranges, then my taunt cooldown is lower than your oranges cooldown. So, if we do this again, you can see Gangplank, that 16, almost 17-second cooldown there. You look at Sleazy Weezy, that Rammus, his taunt's on basically 10.5. So he's got an 8-second window, just go for it again. That's not too bad, actually.
SK checking the Dragon Pit there and find nothing but bitter disappointment. Say it with me, bitter disappointment. There you
bitter
go.
disappointment.
Yep. Yes, because M5 obviously just cleared the Dragon before they went for that mid-push. Ocelot at 110 CS with a Blasting Wand and Tears. And those tears are somewhat metaphorical as well, I should say. Wow, sorry.
No, I like it. It's poetic or something. Candy Panda has a Bloodthirster now, finally, so he's going to be a real damage threat. Has a Red Elixir as well. 211 attack damage does not suck.
Nope.
That Bloodthirster, once it gains stacks, will get an extra 40 attack damage when she kills enough minions there. So, going to be a big threat.
Genja, once again, not building the early damage. He does not like building damage on his AD carries. He just wants the attack speed. Again, with Cannon, it really makes sense. What's the skill called? Let's just... Is it Electrical Surge?
Yeah, Electrical Surge, the passive on it gives him, the attack damage scales off his base AD, so, there's going to be a nice amount there, just generally getting those procs.
Mid lane now, let's have a look at mid lane. Darien almost getting caught in wall range, not quite. Ocelot a little bit too hesitant, could have walled him off there, but, well, four members of M5 there in total. Look at those health bars. Do you see how small those chunks are? That means so much health. We look at SK, not so much. Sleazy Weezy, okay, but yeah, Ocelot and Nif are so very, very squishy. Compared to, Mordekaiser, who's just building super tanky stuff, just like you called it, Freak. Abyssal Scepter of the Ancients, and that's going to be a Rylai's next, I think.
Yep, and he's got the Sword Shoes as well, so anyone who hasn't built Magic Resist, he's taking true damage.
Ouchies.
And yeah, he's getting some nice durability back.
Yep, Genja setting in to possibly flank here on Candy Panda. Is going to be spotted though, and they turn on him because M5 are a little bit away. Did Candy Panda? No, he didn't use his ultimate. I thought he used his ultimate there for a second. That would have been a little premature.
Yeah, possibly. It's a low enough cooldown, and maybe it would have given them the chase. 90-second cooldown, up for 15 seconds. That's not too bad. But yeah, he's saving that, and it's of course worth the save for a giant team fight. Yeah. When you can, wall people off, when you have Rammus Powerball, you combine those off with a Sivir ult to get that positioning, and they have the ability to do some dominant things in team fights. So there's definitely a possibility here.
Oh, the wall, a little bit on the wrong side there. That could have been a Genja walled off. I'd just like to point out that Ramos, even though he's not building that much armor, has 136 attack damage. So certainly if he's on someone and has that Sivir ultimate, that's going to be a little bit damage up there as well, isn't it?
Absolutely true. He's going to be a half-decent damage threat, honestly. And, of course, Shirelius in there as well. And actually, we don't have a Shirelius on Moscow 5, and they're going to go for this with the Sivir ultimate. And, Darien in from the back. Actually, that could be decent for them. He's going to keep towards the back side.
Yeah, they don't want to blow an early taunt again because now all of M5 is there, and they're not going to have an 8-second window because they're not going to live through to see that 8-second window that you talked about earlier.
Yeah, that's quite possible. But, no, so he's going to go in. He's going to find Diamond. If they get a good wall, and they do. Darien is caught out up in front, but they're all going to flash over, and there's the ult from Shyvana as well. A lot of damage coming out here. This is not looking happy for them at all. There goes Panda, and there goes the Rammus as well, and a third kill picked up by Moscow 5, and they are looking just amazing in this game.
I am scared. I'm not even playing this game, Freak, and I'm still scared of Moscow 5. Yeah. This is a scary team. That's exactly what we've been saying all event. If there's one defining quality of Moscow 5, it's that they can switch on the killing machine just like that. They get someone or they get a situation that they like, and they all go in. There is no second of hesitation. It's like the Borg, one hive mind, and they just decide, we want to kill now, and they do kill. And that was just, it was like, you said it, perfectly walled off. You know what? You think you just walled us off from you? No, you just walled
4 flashes, Sona ult and Shyvana ult.
Yeah, you just took our retreats. We were never going to retreat. We're just flashing over the wall.
Yep. And you can actually see, if you look on the left-hand side, you can see the cooldowns on the summoner spells, and you can see 3 of them did burn flash. Shyvana, of course, ulted. Gangplank was like, well, I'm on that side already, so it's cool.
I'm happy.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, great. Then we're going to fight. And that does 2 things. One, first of all, it says, look, the wall, it's okay, let's fight. Let's not leave them behind. Let's go for the battle. We know we're ahead. And it worked. 2, it means that they've been playing so well, their flashes were all up. And they didn't have to use them to run away or anything.
Yeah, unlike SK, have been using their flashes defensively all game long here. Freak, what can SK do to come back into this game? They need to catch someone alone, I guess, a couple of times?
Well, they do have 3 minutes to capitalize on a mistake. 3 of the 5 flashes were used in that team, so that's kind of a big deal. You can get some good things done with that. And so, again, they still have a Anivia while they still have positioning. They have Rammus taunt into Anivia stun, into Aurelia stun, and there's enough tools there that they can actually lock someone up, even if it's Gangplank, even if it's Shyvana with a bunch of armored magic resist, it's okay. They have the ability to kill someone if they can get onto them. Now, Moscow 5 has done a great job of staying together and playing as a team, but still, they've gotten those one-off kills a couple times. You can see that 11-8 is still a close kill score.
But it's 15k gold advantage.
Well, sure,
30,
yeah. But the ability to have individual fights, SK is doing a great job. That despite being this far down in gold, despite losing all their map objectives pretty much forever, they're still doing all right. These fights are going okay for them.
And Anivia, her strength really, I mean, she does have good damage output, but the reason people pick her is that wall, and that wall doesn't need items to be effective. And like you said, the flashes are still down for another 2 minutes or so. So if she actually gets a perfect wall off, and Genja is in position here, that could mean lots of good things for SK, because this time, and I'm saying this with all sincerity in the world, because this time M5 can flash forward across a wall.
Yep, and this actually could be a good fight, honestly. Fighting on this turret is pretty good. There's no giant armor champion on Moscow 5. They got 130 on Kennen, 110 on Mordekaiser, and that's certainly a nice amount.
Oh wow,
God, they're getting two-shotted.
Yeah,
jeez. Okay, that's super old. And actually, they might catch. Oh, they're completely going to catch him out, and that's actually great for them. But the thing is, they have to run away from Shyvana. The entire team comes in off that taunt, and they didn't get that free kill on Mordekaiser, and I could have sworn he would have gotten owned there.
And the beautiful Sona ultimate just perfectly hitting them. That's going to be Mordekaiser ultimate. That's enough to drop CZBZ. Now they have the Ghost in the midst of all of that. Ocelot dropping so low. He's actually falling to Ghost and a Q from Darien there. And that's the kill on Ocelot as well. And it's looking like M5 are taking this first game in a very, very convincing manner. Freak. The SKs are ready for you. We have prepared. We know what to play against you. And M5 said, SK cannot stop us. Maybe sound problems can stop us, but SK can't stop us. And you know what? It looks like M5 were right on the money here. What are SK going to do differently next time? I mean, can they just ban Mordekaiser and be okay?
No, I don't think there's any single champion choice here. I think it was. I really think they should just learn the lesson and ban Shyvana, honestly, because I think she has probably some of the best counter juggling potential. She's very quick, has a lot of AoE, can burn single targets down. But honestly, I think he's able to play that playstyle with any of the junglers. Yeah. It's just great play overall. Personally, I would probably think about. Maybe banning Sona. Maybe it's the Sona that's allowing him to do this because they have such safe lanes.
Yes, and the Sona helps counter jungle too. Remember, she was in the jungle with him there for the first 2 levels or so.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Sona brings a lot to the team. Honestly, that's certainly an option there. Now SK will have first pick next time, so they can first pick Sona if they wanted to. But the playstyle that Moscow 5 are using is honestly full of sustain. They keep fighting.
They find Gozo Pepper here, but they don't know that the rest of the M5 was still around recalling there. As CCZ actually picks up the kill on Gozo Pepper. Kenny Bandit's using his ultimate right now. Darien is separated from the rest of M5, and they're going for him. That's going to be a kill on Darien as well. The Oranges are still down, so that's 2 kills for nothing, because they found M5 recalling in the jungle of SK, which is okay, because if I was M5, I'd feel safest in the enemy jungle as well.
It's worked for him so far. Now, the thing, though, I feel like SK should try to push, get some of these outer turrets. They're down 1-7 in turret kills, and that is contributing a lot to the gold advantage you can see here, the 16,000 gold advantage. A lot of that is from turret kills, and if they can get some of these back, they'll be in better shape. So you can see that they are actually doing a little bit of pushing here. Nif up in front, uses herself to just tank that minion wave, and of course she has that heal to keep that one from being too terrible for her. I look over at Candy Panda, does have 29 Bloodthirsters, actually did not die in that last fight, so
that's good.
And they are going to get that first turret. This is great. SK needs this. This is going to build them a bit of an advantage. They have the Bloodthirster stacks. Again, that's actually a very big deal. Sivir is a great carry, a strong AoE, and honestly I think that'll work pretty well if they can get just a good team fight going.
Yeah, but M5 are just going to counter push this right now. It looks like, well, it was a good decision to push the lane that lost the inhib, because that's going to give them some breathing room before the super minions start knocking on their base. But I think if you lose an inhib, the minions in the other lanes also get a little stronger. Isn't that right?
Yes. The other minions start to push pretty much automatically for you. You can see this top turret getting rather low. Sleazy needs to get in there and try to prevent that from dying. They don't really want to give away this gold, but he's kind of leaving it there instead of like hitting a point-blank power ball. I don't know, it's a bit of... it'll get back to it anyway, but still, leaving it at 70 health that was a little bit preventable.
Ooh, Candy Panda actually picking up his own team's red buff.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's
almost
ridiculous.
A steal in the game.
At this point,
yes.
That was an illegitimate red buff right there.
Oh, Kevin has to use a flash just to get out of Genja's auto attacks.
And the Sivir ult.
Oh, that's true, yes.
That's going to hurt their next team fight. Without that Sivir ult, it's going to hurt their positioning. It's going to hurt Sivir's damage output herself by quite a bit. A nice leading stun there. Yeah, I wouldn't have jumped in on Alex if I were Sleazy either.
Nope.
Had flash, could have tried, but yeah.
Ocelot has a blue elixir. I guess it's he just chucked it. So yeah, I was about to say, let's see if he forgets to use it. He does not, because he actually knows how to play this game.
If he was me, he would have.
And me, yes.
Yes.
I would have forgot to buy it even.
I would have bought it. It would have sat in the inventory the entire game.
It's a lucky charm.
I've done Red Elixir at level 1 and then had it in the inventory at the end of the game. I've seriously had that happen.
Well, Red Elixir is nice because you can bait. You can, Elixir bait.
No, I would have been like 0-5.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. Good.
And there we go. The Blues still come in again. Now, who would they actually give it to? Apparently Kennen got it with the Wriggles proc, I think.
I think that really they're just interested in Ocelot not having it. They don't really care who has it.
Yeah, that's true.
Sona, you said it. Yeah, it's nice. I have it on Sona, but you know what? So what? Who cares? Kennen's going to have his ultimate again a little bit more quickly. And if you look at him, he has Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge, and he is building, I guess, a Frozen Wallet. Sleazy busy using his Shurelias here, but his team was not in range for it, so no follow-up there.
And Kennen Lightning rushed out anyway, wouldn't have gotten the catch.
Yeah.
They're still farming, though. And this is actually the one good thing for SK, actually, if they can hold tight. Oh man, but they're warded. Oh my gosh, Sleazy got baited. Beautiful by Moscow 5. Sleazy, you're not in a happy place right now. Shurelius does go off, but I think he's going to get caught too much. Boss Panda in there as well. A wall goes off. He's trying to run away. I don't know what's going to happen. Sleazy did in fact fall. They have a Rammus Ghost now, and they're going to keep chasing in Genja, jumping in there. Darian jumping in there. Nif going to flash away. Ocelot. The ult gets a little bit of a slow shove. They're still trying to run away. The ult has now timed out there for Candy Panda, and he's getting, oh my gosh, those crits are massive. He's not happy right now. Kevin in the fray, and he's going to fall down. Looks like Diamond going to pick up the kill onto Candy Panda as well. Exhaust not enough to help. Gangplank with a double kill, and now it's just two. At
the same time, Alex Ish was pushing down the Nexus turret with the Sleazy Weezy Ghost, because why not? Why would I help them? They're okay. And I think that's game one, Freak, right here.
Yep.
That was such a display of not just skill, but aggressiveness, and,
Yeah.
Moscow 5 basically said, yesterday you saw us playing carefully, this is us playing, pedal to the metal.
Completely full out, and this is great. Oh man, that game was a joy to watch for a bunch of different reasons. So first of all, you've got just cool things happening, right? Mordekaiser not seen in competitive play very often.
Yep.
You've got the